and Ross from Rhumb. We thought we would chime in and give you a little feedback on our first ever Antares experience. We had a successful couple of days where we invited a few prospects each day to come and view the Antares in depth. By that we mean take up the floorboards, really dig into the boat, something we can't usually do at a boat show. And then have a little bit of time to talk with, happened to be the owner of this particular boat. And then we actually took the boat away from the dock because so many times we are not able to do that. And because this boat is not in charter, it makes it difficult for people to get firsthand experience on how she runs under power, how her sails come out, how she sails, how she handles, how she anchors, and how she docks. So it really gave us a fun time to do all of that with people who were genuinely interested and I think enjoyed learning all there was to learn.
So you can put water in from two sources and then you switch between the tanks here, and then that goes to a pump, the central pump for the whole boat, pressurizes the water and goes to whatever you're going to do with it. Under here, if you can see this, this is the main pump. So this is what produces the pressure for all of the water on board. You can draw from either tank, and then it goes through a pre-filter, through the pump, through a final filter down here, which is just like one of these Home Depot canister filters, and then to the rest of the boat, to the shower, to the two heads, to the galley. So that's where all the water comes from. This is the fuel filter for the generator. These are the fuel filters for the main engine. The reason there are two is because the most common cause of an engine stopping unexpectedly is bad fuel. The filter gets clogged, then you can come down here, throw that switch to switch to the other clean filter that's already plumbed in line, ready to go. Start your engine again. The transmission here is simple forward reverse gear manual transmission. There's no hydraulics under anything, very simple one. And then back here is the shaft and the shaft saver and the seal. So this is where the shaft goes out into the water. This is what should not be dripping and will only really drip when you're moving the shaft back and forth. The way we would operate on passage is a little different than when you're at anchor. Because on passage you're running a huge autopilot. Right. The autopilot on this boat is stellar. First of all, the whole system is a direct drive rack and pinion shaft, all direct drive steering system. It's not cabled, it's not hydraulics, nothing like that. It is a direct drive system, and it is robust. If you get into catamarans at boat shows or any boat, and you start looking at steering systems, and you look at this one, you'll see what I mean. It is just day and night. And the motor for the autopilot is built into the system. It's all, it's not, the autopilot is not something that is an afterthought. It is built into the system. And it's a huge pancake motor, and it draws a fair amount of power. You use the autopilot on passage basically 24/7. Even in big seas. We were 20 foot following seas, surfing the boat, and the autopilot was handling it, and it handles it well. So the thing's on all the time. It requires enough power. It's DC. It requires enough power that you do need to run your generator about an hour a day to keep up with it, to keep your batteries topped. Different, and like we'd run it a little more if it was really cloudy and we weren't getting as much from solar, but on a sunny day in the tropics, your solar is enough so that you only need to run the generator about an hour a day. In addition to that, when you run your generator an hour a day, you can make 43 gallons of fresh water.
So if you have it on, you might as well do something with it.
Yeah, generators like to be loaded. They don't like to run without load. So when you turn on the generator, we tend to turn on the water maker and do the things that we need to do to get the charge up and to get the water. And that's our routine. Is just an hour a day on passage with a generator, and then we run the rest of the time just on battery. We chose Rhumb because they know Antares very well. They have the longest established relationship with the boat, and basically know the boat well enough to be able to represent it well to buyers. Antares are very special boats. They're kind of a boutique build in that there are not very many of them. They're purpose built for blue water sailing and getting out there and doing that kind of thing. And you need a broker that knows that and understands that and understands the value of that in representing that to somebody else who's going to pick up where we left off with our boat and continue to love it and use it the way it's designed to be used.
Here at Rhumbline, we purposely only represent the Antares Sailing Cat. There are many brokers out there that can touch on a bunch of different brands, but it's our belief that we would like to know our brand inside and out, and so we don't dabble in other manufacturers' sailing catamarans. We have extensive live-aboard and cruising experience on these boats. We can speak from those experiences, which hopefully gives you a much more in-depth knowledge and feel for what the Antares is capable of.
I think another important thing is about the size of, when I say size, I mean the amount of boats that are at sea. We basically have 62 Antares, and that collectively combines a family kind of vision that's been going on with the factory and locally with us and Rhumbline.
Yeah, and we enjoy getting to know the folks, even if they don't buy a used boat, they buy a new boat. You know, we enjoy getting to know them so that we can have a relationship with them while they own the boat. We're here to help in any way we can, whether it's, you know, where do I find this, or I'm coming into Stuart, where can I stay? You know, we're always available to give that information, and that keeps us connected to our owners, which we really enjoy. It's a good feeling.
We want the buyers and the people that come to us to gain the knowledge that we have, the knowledge of the people that are at sea and live aboard as today, and all of the things that Antares stand for, you know, safety, design, and longevity is what we're about. And I think it was a fantastic day, and a big shout out to Ted, who owns Ohana. And I think the day was just nothing but fantastic. It was so nice to have people come out, and we want to thank you for that and your time, because Beth and I are just about Antares, and that's what we represent, and that's what we believe in. The pedigree of the boat stands for itself, and all of the things that are important to us, we want to share that with the public. And so we decided to do the first Antares Experience this year, and we're going to fine-tune that and possibly come back with more.
We purposely limit it to only a few couples for that day, so that everyone gets a chance to get their questions asked, get to see what we're, you know, taking apart, get to touch the helm. You know, we purposely try and limit the size of it.
Yeah, dig through all the boats, and when you decide you're honing in on one or two, come and see us and let us compare and give you our low-key approach to this, because, you know, living aboard is low-key, and it's meant to be low-key, it's meant to be safe, it's meant to be all of the things that are easy. And it's not to say that it doesn't require work and effort and compassion, but on the Antares you'll find the experience different than you will on other vessels. If you're serious about the Antares, it's time to possibly sign up for the next experience. It's invaluable. Again, I didn't have the experience when I purchased and went to sea for 3 years on one with my family, but we realize that that is important today.